Stay tuned as we take a look at Weapon X, aka Wolverine, from the brand new X-Men Caliban Build-A-Figure wave. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today we continue our Marvel Legends reviews as we take a look at this X-Men wave. It is of course the Caliban Build-A-Figure wave. And in front of me we seem to have some sort of naked guy, but it is of course Weapon X, who is of course Wolverine. Of course, it is the origins of Wolverine. It is how he got his adamantium infused to his bones, and that is why he has those 3 claws that come out of his skin. Very iconic story. Definitely one I would recommend reading if you want to know about the origins of Wolverine. We get an interchangeable head as well, where he looks a bit like a wild beast, which again is comic accurate. And yeah, looking forward to opening this guy up, as I know a lot of people are saying we're getting a lot of Wolverines, but I'm not complaining when we get new figures of different designs and different elements from the comics and all of that goodness. So yeah, looking forward to opening Weapon X. There we get a picture of him going crazy on the side of the box, and again, appreciating this graphic design that Hasbro are doing at the minute. We get a little write-up, and as always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to complete the Caliban Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Weapon X. So let's get Logan out of the box. And here we have Weapon X out of the box, and I really like the look of this figure out of packaging. It was one of those figures where I didn't know I wanted it until I actually had it in hand. It looks really, really nice. Obviously, Weapon X is a storyline that any Wolverine fan should know about, and it's definitely a nice display piece, especially if you've got like a sort of sci-fi diorama or a prison he can break out of. And I just like all of the mechanical bits on him as well, and these wires as well that are all around his body. But other than that, he's just wearing pants, nothing else. And we do get an interchangeable head, so I'll show you that in a minute. But of course, as always, it comes with a Build-A-Figure piece for the Caliban Build-A-Figure. So as always, subscribe to the channel and come back, as we are so close to building Caliban, and I will review him in full. But right now, as I said, let's take a look at Wolverine. So we don't get no interchangeable hands, we just get the claws on. But again, if you've picked up Wolverines recently that Hasbro been giving us, you're going to have hands and options, because this seems to be on a similar body mold, and I'll do some comparisons in a minute. So you could swap the hands that you've got with other Wolverines, but these claws do pop out, like it is that simple. But then unfortunately you've got that gaping hole on the fist, so I'll show you that carefully there. So as I said, there's the hand, and I've literally just pulled out, and you can see there's a bit of a gaping hole, but you can put them in. I've seen a lot of people online actually get metal claws and replace these plastic ones with metal claws, which is a nice touch, but I've not went around and done that yet. But still, as I said, I'm liking all the design on him. So let me zoom in, I'll swap the heads, and we can have a closer look at this Weapon X. So keeping the head it come packaged with first, it's sort of got that Cyclops look with that sort of red slit on the top, but then the helmet is nicely sculpted all the way around with some bits and bobs attached to it, and these wires are nicely wrapped around him, plugged into this equipment here as well. And they're nicely painted with a few colours that obviously stand out against the sort of metallic. But again, I like these wires, and the wire in the helmet, I should mention, actually unplugs. So you can literally just unplug it like that, and you can take off the head. So that comes off there, and then we'll put the new one on. And this is sort of his like berserker, takes the helmet off and goes crazy and escapes the facility. There you go, it clicked. So now we have Berserker Wolverine with his wild hairstyle that he's not cut in a while, obviously. Yeah, what do you think of that head sculpt? I think it looks a bit wild, but as it should. So yeah, the harness piece I thought originally come off, but I can't seem to find anywhere where it unclips. So that's a little bit, it's not frustrating, because I doubt I'd pose him without it anyway, but I did think you'd be able to unplug it somewhere. So let me know in the comments if I'm missing something. Am I just being dumb? I'm assuming this top piece can come off over the head, but this bout piece seems to be attached. So I don't think I'm going to get that off unless I'm cutting it. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Am I just being dumb? But I do like how the straps are brown and leathery, and you can actually see some leather detail in them. Just those simple touches, even with the buckles as well, are just a nice touch. He's got some wrists sort of straps on as well, and that's where the wires are attached to. So all of the wires are actually attached to the belt pieces and the bits and bobs on the belt. And you can see his hair on his chest. Again, he's Wolverine, he's a wild animal. It's called Wolverine for a reason. He's even got a bit of hair on his legs and then some toes, if you're into that type of thing. So I do really like the look of this figure, even with that berserker head. You can definitely get him in some nice poses, and the articulation is really good as well. I said it's on those body molds that Hasbro have been using for Wolverine, where it's got the butterfly joints and it's got the double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. It's got a crunch as well, and because the belt's not connected to the harness, you can actually crunch him back and forth, no problems at all. A little bit hindered articulation because the hair gets in the way of him looking back, but again, you can manipulate your pose and get him how you want. So again, I don't think you're going to be complaining about articulation. So yeah, looking very nice. So I'm going to sort of cheat on this neck bit now, because Weapon X is Wolverine, and of course I have reviewed a Wolverine before, so I'm going to use a Who Is He segment that you've probably already seen, but I'm going to show it again. Why not? So let's ask the question: Weapon X, aka Logan, aka Wolverine, who is he?
This is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is he? And I try and give you a little bit of information about the character this figure is inspired by. So, Wolverine, who is he? Real name James Howlett, but also known as Logan. First full appearance was in The Incredible Hulk 181 in November of 1974. At a young age, James' mutation powers manifested as bone claws, and due to his regenerative healing factor, Logan is kidnapped by the Weapon X program, where he was experimented on, and adamantium was forcefully fused into his bones, which created his iconic metal claws. Wolverine originally worked for the Canadian government before being recruited by the X-Men, and over the years has become one of the most popular characters in the Marvel Universe.
There you go, so I hope that helped. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information about the characters these figures are inspired by. So let's do a few little comparisons that I have on the table. So here we have my personal favourite Wolverine, the one that's most nostalgic to me, and that is of course the tiger striped Wolverine. And then I've got the Logan from the Riders Wave, which I quite like. So I do like having these three completely different looks for the Wolverine character. I do also have the Vintage Wave figure that I just haven't got round to opening yet. So let me know in the comments, should I open this? It just looks so good on the card. I'm not usually a card collector, but these vintage figures, they're just hard to open. So let me know in the comments, should I open my vintage Wolverine? I quite like the idea of that unmasked head going on that body maybe. So you let me know. But talking about unmasked head on this body, let's see if this Riders Wave head goes on this Weapon X body. Let's unplug that and let's find out. Okay, so it does. I don't think the skin tones match entirely, but definitely something you can get to work. So what do you think of that? You let me know. Let me pull the camera off. What do you think? Do you think it works? My focus is terrible, but again, I just like displaying options, and that's definitely an option. But let's try this crazy berserker head on that. Yeah, that just looks stupid, doesn't it? Okay, so let's not do that. Let's put everything back the way I had it. Had it right the first way around, didn't I? So yeah, I love playability, posing options, display options, all of that good stuff. And again, I like having characters that represent their power set and their different looks. And I'm not moaning when I've got three Wolverines that look completely different. That is the way it should be done. So what's your favourite? Let me know in the comments below. And then lastly, here we have Weapon X compared to all the other figures I've reviewed in this wave so far, with Jubilee, Beast, Gambit, Blink and Thorge. So make sure you go and check out the videos tab, check out the Caliban Build-A-Figure playlist, all of that good stuff. Click the little eyes in the corner when they appear, all of that, and go and find my full reviews for all of these figures. So as always, as I've already said, let me know what your favourite Wolverine we have had in Marvel Legends form is so far. Very curious to know your thoughts. Do you like this guy? Are you going to get hold of a Weapon X? I don't think you'll be disappointed if you're a Wolverine fan. So as always, let me know in the comments below. And as always, people, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. And as always, my name's been Dan W, and I shall see you on the next one.